Hey everyone, I'm Andy and this is Easy Tiki Drinks. And today on the channel, we're gonna be looking at an island Mai Tai that's actually really good. So stick around because we're gonna shake it up. So as I mentioned, today on the channel, we're gonna be taking a look at an island Mai Tai. Now, why is it called an island Mai Tai? Well, it's because it's from the islands, specifically the Hawaiian Islands. And now I say it's a good island Mai Tai because most of the time, island Mai Tais aren't very good. Now, most island Mai Tais get their start from the Royal Hawaiian Mai Tai, which is full of fruit juices, specifically pineapple juice and orange juice. Today, we even see it with grenadine. At the end of the day, most island Mai Tais are a overly sweet sugar bomb that gives disgrace to the name Mai Tai. However, today we're gonna be taking a look at one from Waikiki Beach, specifically the Halekulani Resort, and their bar, the Room Without a Key. The Room Without a Key bar makes a specific Mai Tai for the Halekulani Resort. Now, it's an island Mai Tai because, well, it's from Hawaii. And it even uses a float, which we don't see in Mai Tais until later on down the road. Honestly, I think floats were done to simply just try to add more booze and extra charge for these Mai Tais. That's my theory. I'd love to hear your theories about why floats started appearing in Mai Tais. So drop a comment below, let me know why you think Mai Tai started having additional floats in them. But anyway, this one is from an island and it's got a float, but it doesn't have pineapple juice and it doesn't have orange juice. In fact, it actually more closely resembles the traditional 1944 Mai Tai from Trader Vic's. Let's see what we're gonna need to actually build this one. First, we're gonna need a moderately aged rum, Overproof Demerara Rum, orange liqueur, Orgeat, simple syrup, and lime juice. Now, the moderately aged rum that I'm using is a Dorley's 12. The Overproof Demerara Rum is a Plantation OFTD. My orange liqueur is Pierre Ferrand's dry curacao. The Orgeat is homemade. The simple syrup is a rich Demerara homemade simple syrup, and the lime juice is fresh squeezed. So as you can see, the ingredients more closely resemble the traditional 1944 Mai Tai than the Royal Hawaiian Mai Tai. We don't have pineapple juice, we don't have orange juice, we do have lime juice, we do have Orgeat, Demerara syrup, we do have that orange liqueur. Now, as you can see, we don't have any aged Jamaican rum in this, so that is a slight differentiation between this and the traditional 1944 Mai Tai. But that's okay, because this is still pretty tasty. So in order to build this, we're gonna combine most of these ingredients, except for the Plantation OFTD, into a shaker. So let's start building this. First, we're gonna need 1.25 ounces of our lime juice. Third of an ounce of our Demerara syrup. Third of an ounce of our Orgeat. A third of an ounce of our orange liqueur. Now, the original recipe for the Halekulani Mai Tai does call for 2 separate Bacardi rums. I believe it's a select and a reserve or something along those lines. Anyway, because Bacardi is basically a moderately aged rum and falls within that category, I'm gonna combine the two and just use my Dorley's 12. So we're gonna need 1.5 ounces of our moderately aged rum. Next, we're gonna add ice to our shaker, pour it in, give a nice little whack, and whip shake for about 5 to 8 seconds. Just gonna open pour into our double rocks glass. Now here's where the plantation OFTD comes into play. We're gonna add a third 3/4 of an ounce float of our plantation OFTD. Just gonna drizzle that on top here. There we go. For a garnish, we're gonna go with somewhat traditional Mai Tai garnishes. I'm gonna go with a sprig of mint. So I've got my mint here, give a nice little whack to wake it up. And we can tear off these kind of bottom leaves. This is some massive mint, it's just huge. Stick that right in there. I'm gonna go with our upside down spent lime wedge. And to make it a little bit more fancy, we're gonna go with an orchid as well. There you have it. Don't forget your straw. Always put that straw right next to that mint so you get a nice nose full of mint when you take that drink. And then you have it, your Halekulani Mai Tai. Let's give it a try. So as I was saying, this is more closely resembles the traditional 1944 recipe for a Mai Tai than most island Mai Tais. And it shows in the taste. It is tart, it is citrusy. It has a touch of sweetness from that Demerara and that Orgeat. I actually don't get the Orgeat in this as much as I do in other Mai Tais because there's only a third of an ounce and it's with a lot of other stuff. It's got 1.25 ounces of lime juice, so they bump that citrus up and that has a tendency to kind of overpower the drink once in a while. Now, the kicker here is that plantation OFTD float. I haven't gotten to it yet. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about floats, but I'd love to hear how you feel about floats. Like them? Hate them? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about floats. Honestly, I think that they should just be mixed into the drink. However, I've also heard that people say, well, the float happens because as you drink it over time, the drink dilutes. And so towards the end, when it has the most dilution, you're getting that extra kick from that extra alcohol, which makes sense. Honestly, I just want it in the drink because I typically don't drink them slow enough for the dilution to even matter. But that's just me. Again, I'd love to hear what you think about floats. Yeah, it's just a good, classic old Mai Tai. The Halekulani Resort, specifically the room without a key bar, did this one right. For an island Mai Tai, this is probably the best version that you'll possibly ever get. Anyway, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, click that little notification bell so you know when I drop more videos, which by the way is usually Monday, Tuesdays, shorts on Thursdays. Anyway, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Tiki Drinks. And until next time, take it easy.